Welcome back. Where this thing took some damage here in the rear of it. I tried pulling it. It will not move whatsoever. So I'm going to cut it out. The only remaining cut I have to make is on this inside. I tried to get that pulled out to get a better cut, but it's looking like I'm going to have to get mean with it. So I'm going to work on that a little bit here and see if I can get that pulled off. It'd be nice to get this lip uncurled, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, thought about, I've got everything cut, else cut. Thought about, since I have that chain hook up where I tried to pull that out, just pull this and I might unfold that lip. I think that's what I might do. Just wait till I get the tractor out and pull that. I think it'll let go. I may have to make another little cut right there, but we'll see. I think that's what I'll do. I'll wait and when I get the tractor and pull it out. Alright, well, I actually hooked the tractor to that and pulled that out. That actually turned out really good. I know it doesn't look really good, but it did turn out really good. So, you know, for what I wanted to do. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead, set you guys down. I'm going to try to do some more work here. I was afraid of pulling too much. It started to come really easy. I might try to pull a little bit more there. Get this piece here to straighten out a little bit. So I think I'm gonna, it's warmer now, so I'm gonna throw the door open and see what I can do. It seemed to work alright, I guess. See what I can find, you know. Been nice. Some of those welds, you know, the body welds are actually broke. It's kind of hoping to break those. Them lips just kind of fold over each other and they're tacked. It'd been real great if those would have broke. Wish you could get into that thing on that side out. Barely anything there, but yet here we are. Alright, so we got that off there. I believe, I know it doesn't look like much, I believe a man can beat that back out of there. Or I'm going to try anyways. I might check to see if those are a sold item. I don't know. Like a body or a rocker panel or something. I'm not 100% sure. They might be. But I'll check that before I actually, you know, start trying to beat and weld. Alright, on to the next. Slightly in the way. Also have to get a porta-pier and shove this whole unit here out. This here's in probably an inch, maybe. some of that stuff out there. Put that back where it goes. I'll just cut that off there. Trashamungus. I left this on there, and I need to get it kind of close because I need that to weld back to. Well, that looks pretty decent. You know, need it to weld to, just make it a whole lot easier on there. I need to pull this stupid flap off here. Got a bolt in it. That's why I worried about that. I don't know if that's factory or not. Yeah. Camera, or the battery died in the camera, but this whole thing here was in and out, or in this way and this way. This wouldn't shut on it, so I took a J-hook here and put it on the chain, took the tractor and pulled it that way and then straight back, and it actually come out really good. I mean, I had to, you know, each time work it there a little bit, but there's another wasp nest. Look, everywhere. Anyways, so I think you know, now that I have that about where it's supposed to be, I actually took in here, and right here on this body line, it was shoved in, and I was able to you know, when I had tension against it, I sat there and I beat that out, and it slowly come out. So I think we should be pretty close to be able to put our corner back on here. Well, get it close enough, maybe work it in. I know I'm gonna have to probably sheet in a little bit of metal, but that's fine. I don't I mean, this thing is literally going to be driven by me, so other than that, we got that little bit there. I don't know if I'll cut that out today. I may wait till tomorrow, but I was kind of hoping pulling some of this, like some of this body damage, would come out. I was able the other day to pull a little bit of this, but right here I couldn't get it to it. I had to turn this thing around. I'm gonna go ahead and try to beat some of that out of there probably tomorrow too. It's getting kind of late in the day, and you know, I gotta go cook dinner for the wife. But I'm pretty pumped that the tailgate actually closes, latches, and seals now. So I think that'll be all I'm going to do for today. I'll probably catch you guys there sometime or tomorrow. Welcome back. New day here. After looking at this and working on that thing there yesterday, that piece I cut out, I think it'll be easier just to build a whole new section for it. I went out in my junk pile and found pretty decently light metal. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out, and I think I'm gonna do this, just build the whole bottom in, and then piece maybe the top end. I just believe it'll be easier than using the actual piece that was bent off of it. Where the tail or the bumper comes in, it's got like a 1.5 to 2 inch. I never threw a tape measure on. Like a 2-inch in cut for the bumper wrap around, and for me to sit there and beat up that piece of metal that's already been destroyed 15 times, it's just easier to, you know, take this flat piece and build it. So I'm gonna run outside here and make some cuts. It's warm enough to do that, so I'd rather do that than stir up everything in here. So we'll get to that. Just gonna go ahead and cut these little welds out. wasn't recording, but I cut the square out of that drawer, and I done my measurements and cut this out for the actual bottom. And I don't know why I didn't record it, but I just didn't. Like, you can easily learn how to move metal or manipulate it in any way. You don't need special tools or you know, $1,000 brakes and things like that. I mean, it's just, you know, using the stuff that you have. I mean, you can use a vise, you can open it up, take your peen, and it'll naturally curl on its own. But like I said, I wasn't recording that, and I was like, oh yeah, I could at least share that with somebody. But I'm gonna go ahead and see if this cutout fits at the bottom, the fender there, to tie all that together. I'll check in with you here in a second. This here fits in pretty good. Now I got to start my upsweep with this, because this will actually be the rounded back corner. Like right here's your bumper. So let me try this real quick. At least get it close. And we can tap it into place, and then take the MIG and weld it. And from there, you know, it makes it a little tougher. I'm just shaking the crap out of the camera. On the truck to work it, but you really don't know where your lines are just standing over here. You know, where it is going to look the best at. So I did check online. Now, I didn't spend a whole lot of time doing it, but I checked online to see if I could order these, and I didn't find any that actually were, I don't know, most of them you have to cut like right below the tail light all the way up to the tire, and they didn't have any direct replacements just for those corner. And the ones that I did see how you're making that, you know, the convex of the rear right there. You just put that against any hard surface and start your walk there. But back to what I was saying, there was sets you could buy too, but they also came with rocker panels, which I probably should just order, because I am, you know, buying rockers or some sort of rocker cover to seal all that up. Should have just went and bought that, probably. But we'll see how this turns out. If it's not horribly ugly, it's not stout enough, I do not think. Got our panel here cut out. I had to do a little bit of extra cutting out for the damage that's still here at the rear of the vehicle. You know, right in here, I couldn't get that. I think there's a main right there, the frame. I can't get it to beat out of there, but it actually needs to come this way, so it's not that big of a deal. But this whole assembly is still probably 1/8 of an inch still pushed in, but the door closes, latches good, seals up. There's no reason to worry about it. But the reason I'm actually doing this, you know, using this panel, like, this was out of some junk metal I had out back. Like, I've said it 100 times, I'm a hoarder, and it's hard to throw away anything. Like, this literally came out of a teacher's desk drawer. You know, that's zero cost, you know, so you can, anybody can do this. Like, if you have any kind of skill whatsoever, anybody can do this. You don't need to go out and buy $200 and $300 replacement parts and have them tacked in. Like, if you want to build, now if you're building like a, you know, high-end machine or plan on selling it, then by all means. But even if I was building this to sell it, the top end on these things, now they're getting up there, but they're still not tens of thousands of dollars. You know, that's like that old Ford I built. You know, I had to cut corners on it because I was pretty close to, you know, you got to still make money when you sell them. And at the end of the day, when you sell them, you want to turn them over to somebody that feels good about paying the price for what they're buying. So, but that being said, like I have said before, this is going to be my personal driver. So I'm not wholeheartedly concerned about things like this. But I can take this panel, mount it right here where the old one was, and then just slowly wrap it around. Now what I'll do, I'll put some, whatever they're called. What are them bolts called? Yeah. Self-tapping screws, 3 or 4 of them up and down the main body line here, and then just slowly work this thing around, all the way around. And then I'll come back through after I have everything set in. I use self-tapping screws that way if I get to a point where like I have to take it off to beat on it to get it to lay, then it's not that big of a deal. You just pull it off, put the bolts back in it. So then at the very end, before you do any actual body work, you know, your Bondo and whatnot, that's when you go through and you weld it. I haven't got the other side completely sanded down yet. I like hit it for about 5 minutes until I decided that I'm going to wait till I can open up the garage door to do it. But it actually looks great. So it can be done by anybody. I've never done body work like Bondo work before in my life. I can weld metal and patch metal to metal. Anybody, you know what I mean? It doesn't take that. It just takes practice, you know, and being able to, hey, I can do this. So, with that being said, I'm going to go get me some self-tappers and get this here placed right here, and then we'll just slowly start working it around me. Alright. Now we're doing the massaging, I think. I gotta make one more cut around here. And do that now. Where my safety glasses go? Come on. I'm gonna have to make a trip to nature today. I think I'm out of cut off wheels. Cannot express how simple of a job this would have been if it wasn't for that inlay for the bumper. So, let's take a look at her here. I think I cut her too much. Maybe. Probably get it back. Good. Nothing better than eating metal shavings. Sucking it in my lungs. We got all the paneling in there, so I'm going to throw some tacks on this. Anytime you're welding to old rusty stuff. Make sure you got a good clean surface. Clean it off the best you can. If there ain't much surface left, throw a piece behind it if you can. Let's see if I can do a tack up here. It'd be helpful if I could set Indian style, but I can't. I don't know what happened. I'm like, oh yeah, not bad out of a school desk. Yeah, that's going to be good right there. It's not great weld, but it's enough to it's enough to actually hold this thing. I mean, that thing solid. I had to go fast. Looks like crap because I had to pull the weld so bad, but it'll hold.